Today's cooking tutorial is focused on easy and spicy. The easy part is it's a one-pan dinner, sometimes referred to as a Traybake, sometimes referred to as a Sheetpan dinner. The spicy part is that we're going to use a Jamaican jerk seasoning. Jerk is a way of cooking that is native to Jamaica, and it usually involves either a seasoning mix or a paste that is made with some smoky peppers, some hot peppers, some aromatic spices, and maybe some herbs and onions and a few other things. But you've got to have the smoke from the smoky peppers, the heat from the spicy peppers, and the sweetness that comes from some of the aromatic spices. I'm Dorothy, and today's Traybake, or Sheetpan dinner if you will, is going to use our seasoning mix, which involves some chipotle peppers from our farm, some smoked paprika, some ají, which is a very hot Peruvian pepper, and then some aromatic spices like nutmeg and cinnamon, and some thyme. So let's get cooking. First of all, turn on the oven. I turned it on to 425. You want a pretty high heat for cooking this. And while that is heating up, I'll just briefly tell you what the ingredients are. We're going to use some citrus. Lime is the must. You can throw in some oranges, lemons, even grapefruit if you want. Scallions, mostly for afterwards for garnishing. I added a few habaneros just for the chili heads in our family that might want something a little bit spicier. A sweet potato, some garlic, a red onion. These are red peppers and orange peppers. You don't need to chop them up like this. I just had them frozen this way, but bigger strips, bigger chunks would be fine. And then some vinegar, some oil, salt. And then this will not go on the sheet pan, but afterwards I'm going to mix some black beans and some tomatoes together as a side. And of course, you don't want to forget the chicken. I'm using 7 drumsticks, which is about 2.5 pounds. You don't need to worry about exact measurements on ingredients. That's the beauty of a Traybake or sheet pan dinner. You can be as flexible as what you have in your fridge, and it all turns out great and easy. Don't forget the easy part. Okay, so I've prepped and cut up the vegetables. The only thing you really need to know with Traybakes is that sturdy vegetables will go together. These are the sweet potatoes. They're pretty sturdy. I cut them into big chunks so that they'll cook about the same time as the chicken. The onions, purple onions, I cut them into big chunks also. These are some garlic cloves that I'm just putting in to help with flavor. And again, remember, I already had these chopped up and in the freezer. If I was going from scratch, I would take red peppers and orange peppers and cut them into bigger chunks. And then I'm going to put in, I had a grapefruit. I haven't tried the grapefruit before, but I thought I'd try it. A few habaneros and some lime slices. Now, the next thing to add is add a little bit of vinegar to bring all that out. Add a little bit of oil. Again, remember, we're not measuring. I will measure the seasoning just so that I can tell you in the recipe how much I used. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons. It all depends on how spicy you like it. All right, and then the utensils of your hands. Mix all that together. The oil and the vinegar coating it with the spices. And pull out your sheet pan. A piece of parchment paper over the sheet pan will help it be easy cleanup. And then basically just put all of your veggies on the sheet pan and spread out. Okay? Okay, the veggies are all spread out in some kind of form. I'm going to put the limes aside because I decided I wanted to put the limes on top of the chicken. So now you place the chicken drumsticks on top of the veggies and sprinkle those with the jerk seasoning. You can also put a little bit more oil on the chicken drumsticks if you want the seasoning to stick better. One word of caution: don't handle the chicken pieces and then stick your hand into the seasoning mix. Put the seasoning mix in your hand. Chicken spreads germs really easily. So always keep your seasoning mix in a different container and never put your hands in it. Okay, so this is some more seasoning. I like my things spicy, so I'm putting quite a bit on here. Probably a good 3 to 4 tablespoons. Okay. Then I'm going to put the limes back on, and into the oven it goes for about 30 minutes. So I want to taste this, but at the moment it's way too hot. So I'm going to let it cool for a few minutes and then we'll dish it up. Perfect spice level for me. You may like it a little bit hotter or maybe not so much, but there's nothing better than bringing a little bit of the Caribbean into the house on a cold wintry day in Minnesota. So if you like this video and you want more, subscribe below and I'll put out one each week just for you.